Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now listen, I posted that last video about the man asking the lady to pay. Is she gonna pay for the third date? Now, as I was reading the email, one thing I could tell is that that's kind of how. It's kind of like how a lame guy jokes. If he on the phone, and he texts, "Hey, so the next one on you? Hey, so the next one on you, right?" It's like a joke. Like it's not really. Now some guys like that serious, but the fact that he had paid for the date and she offered to pay her half, and he said no, and he paid for it. See, a man who pays for the date after a woman asked to pay her half, when he says, "Hey, the next one on you, right?" That's a joke. Now, 9 out of 10 times, now it's exception to the rule. Now, a man who let her pay her first half and then he asked her, "Hey, the next one on you, right?" He serious. But now, see, the thing is y'all more concerned that the man took her to Applebee's. Oh, that's cheap. That's a cheap date. Oh, he broke. Now, see, this the thing, man. This why y'all got these grown boys out here going crazy. And one lady said, "My kids don't even like their food." Listen. Now listen. I done earned 7 figures and I tap me some Applebee's up. I will tap me some Applebee's out the frame now. Now see, listen. Now my wife do be hating on Applebee's. I get it. But see, what y'all have to understand is like men, we're not the same as a woman. Like we'll eat peanut butter and jelly for dinner. Like Applebee's, man, I'll tap me some Applebee's up. That little regular steak they have, them burgers be good. Them Applebee burgers be good. I took my son to Chili's. Now y'all finna, oh well, Chili's different. No, Chili's the same. I took my son to Chili's and bought him a burger. After practice or after a soccer game, he would eat that burger. He say, "Dad, this is the best burger I done ever had in my life." Now we done had Burger 21, which is a whole burger restaurant. We done had other burgers now. He said it's the best homemade burgers that be real good when we do our burger bar night. He said that it's the best burger in my life. And I had me a burger from there. I was like, boy, you might be right now. This chili burger is going now. This thing hitting on something serious. And then here y'all, if he broke, he don't need to be dating. Now listen, I ain't mad with y'all. I ain't gonna try to be arguing with y'all or nothing. Don't feel like I'm trying to, change it. Listen, if you have a rule that you don't pay for dates, go right ahead. It will not hurt you in most cases because most men expect to pay. As a man, even when I was a womanizer, I expected to pay. And I remember one time, and I don't like to speak on nothing else, but I remember one time, I took this young lady out to eat. It's a restaurant called Stonewood. And I was probably 20 years old. It was right before I met my wife. I took the young lady out to eat. And I think she ordered a steak or I ordered a steak. And she had a salad. And "You want some? You want to take this on help?" I was like, "Oh no, I'm good." And then after that, the next time we were getting ready to go out on a date, I was finna try like McDonald's or something. Or something came up, but all I can remember is her saying, "You ain't have to try to be fancy and try to take me to old Spencer restaurant on the first date." I was like, now you finna throw it in my face? And boy, I'm gonna tell you, when I took on that date and I spent $60, I probably had $75 to my name. But trying to look special, trying to look like somebody, I literally probably had $75 to my name. And That dinner was $60. That night I had to find something wrong with the waiter. Your service was terrible. You stepping with your left foot twice instead of your right foot. No tip. I had to find something wrong that night because I was tight. But listen, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Come on now. Who y'all listening to? Ain't nothing wrong with Applebee's. Something wrong with Applebee? Really? Oh my goodness. Like, listen. It's about the quality time. It's about the conversation. Y'all ought to be ashamed of y'all self, nah. And now see, this why too these men out here keep comparing y'all to the old school. Cause now I remember my wife wanting to have a wedding, and I took her to the wedding hall where I could afford a wedding at. If I do a fundraiser between my family, a GoFundMe, and it would have cost like $2,500. My wife looked at that thing. No, I'm not gonna be to the wedding here. I'm like, what you mean? This place nice. You see, I got a purple flowers over there. You don't like this? This nice. You know, from where I'm from, and the reason why is because my wife, she got a couple Nigerian friends that, of course, she was gonna invite to the wedding. They family got money. You know, her daddy hadn't had some money, so she had a more expensive taste, even though her and her mama ain't had no money. I'm like, so now you just got all the caviar tongue in the world. And so my grandma said to me, she said, baby, if that woman love you, she won't have you spending all that money on no wedding. She'll go right to the courthouse. I went right to my wife and told her that. I said, my grandma said, if you really love me, you don't even want no wedding. You'll go to the courthouse. My wife, fine, we go to the courthouse, fine. And we went right down to the courthouse because she didn't want no little terrible wedding that looked all cheap off $2,500. Now, anybody who done had a wedding, you know you really ain't gonna have much of a wedding for $2,500. Now, mind you, I was 21 years old. No, I was 23. I'm lying. I was 21 when I met her. I was 23. I had just turned 23. So I was 22 and, 23 in a couple weeks. And so we was young. Ain't had no money. She ain't had no money. You know, her daddy wasn't going to pay for it because they really wasn't even talking all that too close then. And I never even met her daddy until we had been married for 5 years. That's when I met her dad. Even though they talked, I didn't meet him, because he didn't really want her to get married while she in college and all that and, pregnant and married. And so he really wasn't a fan of that. So he kept his distance from me. And, but I say that to say, ladies, come on now. Y'all, come on now. Now I understand some of y'all making money and you're in elevated. I understand that. But now listen, if you don't regularly go to Ruth Chris, Ocean Prime, 112, STK, all this yourself, you can't go into no relationship turning your nose up at no Applebee's now. Come on now. Now I already know I'm going to lose 2 minutes of scrap. Oh, Tony want us to eat hot dogs on a date. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you can't put so much on money. You can't do that. Because it's rich men who pretend to be broke because they want to see how much a woman care about money. It's women, so many women that missed out on a bankrolling man because he was trying to make sure this woman not all about money. And because she turning her nose up, and you got to get to the root of it. Now, what's the root of it? Are you really better than them people food? Are you really better than that Applebee's? Now, I ain't mad at you. I ain't picking on you now. I'm just talking to you. So don't get all mad in the comments. Oh, I'm not baby. You know Applebee. Unsubscribe. Let me go ahead and listen to this woman over here who call you a narcissist. Because you know what? You're a narcissist because you want me to go to Applebee. But what I'm saying, it's about the quality time. It's like, that's a whole restaurant. It ain't, I could see if he took you to a, hole in the wall, roach infested. They selling, it's a roach sitting right beside you on the floor. You see that D sign, the grade from the health and safety say D or C, and he taking you in there. I can understand that, but Applebee, that's a whole restaurant. That's a whole franchise. I be tearing the Applebee's up. Now, I don't go to Applebee's anymore, but still, I still like Applebee's now. And so y'all come on now. That's a good place. I don't know if they still do the 2 for $20. And I remember a man telling me about he took a woman on the Applebee's on 2 for $20. And he was saying, man, she ain't know what 2 for $20 mean. I was like, what you mean? Like, she ain't know what 2 for $20 mean. Like, she didn't understand you get 2 meals for $20, and that I was taking her for me and her to get a meal for the $20. She ordered her and her mama a meal, and then me and her a meal. I was like, wow, that's kind of tough. Yeah, so you order for her mama. So it's like, sometimes women be putting men through stuff, and men be trying to see. So I'm gonna tell you now how y'all feel about Popeye. Now I was young. Now see, the reason is I get it. Some of y'all is in your 40s, in your 50s, and you like, I'm so past Applebee's. And I think I seen somebody say, yeah, it's different if you going to Applebee's in your 20s. And so I'm just like, wow, so we just outgrow Applebee's with age? Like, Applebee's got an age limit on it? Like, if you want a lot, I go on Applebee's, I see people all ages in there. See people in their 70s and 80s in there. Come on now, y'all. Do not let this society make you so superficial and make you so about money. And you got to still look at the character of the man. You got to still look at the character of the man. And just because a man go to Applebee don't mean he broke. That don't mean he broke. Just because he say, hey, next date on you, that don't mean he broke. And listen, you can't take everything so seriously because the woman sent an email in. Sometimes people just email me just to be in the mix, just to have a question to ask. If I talked to her on the phone, she could have said, well, actually, he was joking. That was just like his little corny sense of humor, and he didn't actually want me to pay for the next day. He just a little kind of corny. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't even take it so literal. But now, if it is literal in your situation, and this guy literally asking you to pay for the date, nah, that's a red flag. That's what he asking you out his mouth to pay for it. That's a red flag. Now you like, okay, what's going on with you, bro? And I agree with the saying where people say, if you broke, you should not be dating. I agree with that. And that's how sometimes people come to me and be like, hey, I want to be a life coach, but, and I want to read your book, but I don't have $10 right now. And I be like, it's some other things for you to focus on right now. If you don't have $10, it's time for you to just sit still, just do you some praying, do you some vision, do you some grinding, start developing, keep working on you. But you want to get to the place to where you can afford $10 before you giving advice to somebody in their life. Like, because you might be coming from the wrong place if you can't afford $10. Your spirit might just be a little downtrodden. You might be a little, just a little down. And you might be speaking from a place of lack or scarcity mindset. So I get it when you say, look, if you broke, you shouldn't be dating. I agree with that. To a certain extent, but you have to look at it like, just because your money ain't all the way where you just lavish and you just got money for outings and all of this, that don't necessarily mean you broke. That can mean you budgeting. That can mean you in a season of saving or snowballing your debt, paying off debt. That could mean a lot of different things. You see what I mean? So you got to think about that. And, create something to where you're looking at a situation. You don't want to be so caught up on money. And this is the hardest message to get across. And see, this how, like, people who think that I pander to women, this is how you know I don't. Because with the women in my audience hate this here message. Oh, that's all I. Oh, you want me to be with a broke man, or you want me to go to Applebee? Tony, I am absolutely not going to no Applebee's. And it's like, calm down now, calm down. It's like, okay, do this man love the Lord? Do this man love the Lord? Do this man talk to you with respect? Is this man trying to get you on your back? Do this man, is he chivalrous? Do he open doors? Do this man listen to you talk and talk back and forth with you? And, you know, is this man a good man? If the man a good man, come on now. If y'all go to Applebee, that ain't the end of the world. Now, if he come bring you some chopped up hot dogs with some ketchup to dip it in, okay, now we need to have a conversation. But Applebee, that's a restaurant. That is a restaurant. Millionaires go to Applebee. So I'm like, oh, y'all mad with the man going to Applebee? I'm like, man, y'all a tough crowd. Y'all hard to please. So this man got to take you to Ruth Chris. And it's like, if he take you to Ruth Chris, then, because I remember with that situation, the young lady, I think I was trying to go to McDonald's on the next time because them funds was a little funny. I probably was 20 years old, 21. And she was like, you ain't have to go to the expensive place the first time. I'm like, don't try to throw it in my face now. You should have said that when we pulled up. Should have said, what you doing here? We could go to Popeye. Now, when I met my wife, I did things differently. We went to Popeyes. You hear me? So how y'all feel about Popeye? Popeye bad? Because Popeye cheaper than Applebee. And now here y'all go, yeah, Popeye bad. Popeyes ain't no better. That's run, red flag, got to go. Wow. So y'all just want Ruth Chris men. Y'all want Ruth Chris men. Men who out here, because if the next step up from Applebee's is Ruth Chris. What's what? Grand Lux, Cheesecake Factory, Chart House, Bonefish Grill. Where do y'all let me know in the comments, just for the men, the single men who they may bump on this video because it got men in the title. Where is an acceptable place for y'all new age 2020 women that you are okay with a man taking you if Applebee's is out the window and you just, that is a red flag? Like, I'm like, what? I'm glad I ain't dating. I'm glad I'm married. Now, my wife, she really ain't with Applebee. But it's not, I could tell you this, and I get this if this is the case. If this is the case, if you have gone to Ruth Chris and you done tasted that steak, I understand when you go to Applebee, they steak gonna taste like a piece of charcoal. And Applebee's may not have an actual chef, like a trained chef that went to Cordon Bleu. Applebee's may have a head chef that create the menu, but they may just have cooks. So when you order a medium steak, your steak come out well done because it may be a cook and not like a trained chef. And so I understand that. If you done already elevated to another level and you done tasted some stuff to where Applebee tastes nasty, like one lady, that was funny. Now I am not mad at you to the lady that said her kids don't even like Applebee. That actually made me laugh. I was laughing hard. I was like, wow, well, your kid bougie too. So the man that come into your life, he finna have a hard time. Like, okay, Applebee. Mommy, you want me to call him stepdaddy? He going to Applebee. Sir, please. Mama, come on, we got to go. Mama, where your purse at? Get your purse. This man talking about an Applebee. Sir, we eat at cheesecake. Okay? My mama is not finna date no man that go to Applebee's. Oh my God. Woo! Y'all some broke bombs today. See, mama, that's why I told you, that's why I be listening to City Girls. Because that's what they be telling you about these men here go to Applebee. Hey, sister, boy, you having a hard time. Now, come on now, y'all. Y'all got to do me a favor. Let that man take you to Applebee and just feel the man's spirit out. Because, see, this is the other thing, too, now. But now, I understand this, too. You might not care about this. But I'm going to explain it from a male perspective. if a man is on the dating market and women, and so many women are money centered, like he got to make this amount of money, he got to be able to afford every day, he got to be able to afford this type of restaurant. So if so many women are focused on money, it make it hard for the man to date. And now imagine this: if he's dating, he actively dating, he meeting women, he introducing himself, he asking them out on a date. When you go out on a date with him, you might be the second or the third woman he's going out on a date with, because he's actively seeking his wife. If he going to Cheesecake Factory, that's $220 a week if he do 3 dates that he's spending. You see what I'm saying? That's $800,000 a month. So a lot of time with these guys, the reason why they going to Applebee is because if he a decent man, he a good man, he actively seeking his wife. And he don't want to ask you to come to his house because he just met you and he know that's inappropriate. Don't want to ask you to go to your house. But you got to understand, you ain't the only woman that he has met or that he taken on a date. And he might not be and should not be the only man that you going on a date with, because y'all ain't sleeping together. Y'all just met. Y'all in the courting phase. You should be going on multiple dates instead of wasting your time with one man until you are exclusive with that man because you know he the one. So it's like, you know, he trying to be cost effective. So from the male, now I understand as a woman that ain't your issue, and then here go your answer. Well, he shouldn't be dating multiple women at a time. If he can't afford $450 a week to go on 3 dates to root Chris, then he don't need to be dating Tony Gaskins. This is why I'm tired of y'all channel. That's why I'm finna go and listen to some hypergamy or hypergamy women who understand the importance of me having a man with some money. Cause I want real filet mignon with who is medium. And see, that's the thing. Come on now. That right there was killing us. Because even a man with money, do you know my business partner is a billionaire? He's a billionaire. Do you know what he drive? When he was courting, a Ford. He was driving a Ford. I was a barely $1,000 and I was driving a Maserati. So who getting duped? Who getting duped? If I'm courting and I'm pulling up in a Maserati, he courting and he pulling up in a Ford. What that thing he was driving? I don't even know, because I don't even drive them kind of car. If he pulling up in a Ford, what he was driving? He had a Ford F-150 one time, but then he went to another kind of Ford, like a Ford, some kind of Ford truck, Ford SUV. And I'm like, man, that's what you drive? Then he went to a Navigator. Now, the new Navigator was $100,000. Now, before he went to Navigator, he went to an Aviator. You know, the Lincoln Aviator. But see, that was after he was already married. But when he was courting, he was driving a Ford. So, imagine, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. You got to look at the character too. Because if you just focus on the money, you'll get duped. Because here I was in a Maserati, and my bank account was in a negative. Now, I was married by this time. But I'm saying, if I was courting at the same time he was courting, and I'm in a Maserati, and my bank account in a negative, he in a Ford, and he's a billionaire, a literal billionaire. Because the men who really got it don't like to show it. It be us who ain't really got it who be wanting to show it. So, just like I'm telling you, when I didn't have it, I took a woman to the expensive steak restaurant where that meal was $60, $70. And that was all I had to my name. If she judging a man based on like how y'all judging a man, if she judging a man based off where he take you, that's the scammers that's gonna get you. It's the fake men that's gonna get you. Because the fake one that got something to prove. The real one who got money in the bank, he don't mind pulling up the Burger King. Hey, let's go ahead and get Burger King, get us a Whopper. Whopper? What is that? What is a Whopper? Huh? A Whopper? Now you know you growed up on Spam and corned beef hash, and then a Whopper? 2 for $20? What? Did you mean 2 for $200? Did they leave a zero off? Because 2 for $20. Woo! Oh my goodness, Jesus be a checkbook. Jesus be a credit card. 2 for $20. I gotta go, sir. Excuse me. And then you'll get duped. So now, if you want financial security, that's him. He the one because he trying to see where your heart at. He trying to see is you just about the money. Like, it's the men who ain't got no money that's going to roof, Chris. Now, once you become y'all exclusive, and he know you, and you've judged him based off his character. See, this the thing. This is what you gotta ask. This is what you gotta ask yourself. It ain't about what restaurant he take you to. What you gotta ask yourself is, does he have a job? Is he gainfully employed? If he gainfully employed, okay. Okay, do he love the Lord? Okay. Does he have transportation? Okay. Does he have a place to stay that his name is on the lease or the mortgage? Okay. If he got that right there, don't worry about nothing else out the gate. Don't worry about if y'all going to Applebee's or if you going to Roof Chris. Because guess what? The man who take you to Roof Chris and you like, whoa, and he pull up in a Benz, he literally could be flat broke. He literally could be, because guess what? They sell Mercedes Benz at buy here, pay here. Yeah, they sell Mercedes Benz at buy here, pay here, because they know the hood rich finna come in there. He paying $1,200 a month out of scamming, out of selling food stamps, out of selling them a little something on the side, and working at the warehouse. He paying $1,200 a month for that little C-class Benz. But because you valuing money, and then he will take you to Roof Chris on stolen gift cards. Now one lady in the comments of that last video, she tickled me. She said the man had a coupon for McDonald's and he wanted her to redeem it so he could get. Woo! Now listen. Now that right there is hilarious. That right there hilarious. Now, but understand this now. That also could be a test. That also could be a test. And I know y'all. Now here she go out the choir. A real man is not going to test a woman. Yes, he is. Every single man. You hear me? Even Jesus tried the spirit by the spirit. Every single man is going to test you. Just as such, you should test every man. You got to try the spirit by the spirit. So he want to see, is you money hungry? Like every man. Now here's the thing now. It's one thing if you say, I don't eat McDonald's because I don't eat that kind of food. I don't eat that, steroid beef, steroid chicken. Now, we could go to somewhere at that same price point but it's like organic food. It's a little organic restaurants, it's little vegan restaurants, or we could cook at home. If I cook at home, I put you on FaceTime so you'll see I ain't putting no poison in there. And then you could cook a dish, I could cook a dish, and let's meet at the park. So we could eat healthy and we ain't got to eat Applebee's. Now, if it's for health reasons, but truthfully, you eating now off the same farm when you go to Applebee's and when you go to such, you just got different people who know how to prepare it. And so Applebee's get, this one part of the cow, and then Roof Chris get the other part. Because the other part costs more money, and then they got to train cordon bleu whoever chef back there who know temperatures and how to cook it. And Applebee's may just have old cook back there. Just, let me press this here steak down, get this thing good. These people be hollering about medium. I ain't finna put no blood on no plate, man. They crazy. You see what I'm saying? So you might just have different type of chefs, but that's what you got to understand. That right there, you got to look at this man. Try the spirit by the spirit. Look at his heart. Look at who he is. You see what I mean? And focus on that right there first. And then you start to see like, okay, date 1, all right, we went here. It cost this. Date 2, okay, date 3. Now you get into the foundation. And now you get to see like, is this dude just frugal? Like, is he frugal or is he broke? You see what I mean? And but that take a little bit of time for you to figure this thing out. And if he like your spirit and you down with the get down, like, yeah, okay, yeah, we could go to such and such restaurant or this restaurant. It might be $12 a meal, you know, and you cool with it just because of humility. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't eat that kind of food, you got a certain diet, then you say, well, this place over here has the food that I could eat with my diet. Or we could cook at home, or you say, well, I don't trust everybody. I don't eat everybody cooking, so I cook. And I don't see this as me being no do girl or wife duties or nothing. But I cook in order not to eat Popeye's fried chicken, you know, where he trying to go. And I don't also want him to be spending $150 because I don't want him looking at me like I owe him something. You see what I mean? So now if that's the mentality, then that's totally different. But listen, I'm trying to tell y'all the truth. Now, I know y'all want to hear that it's a plethora of these Ruth Chris eating men out there. That is a man of God. He want to take you to a expensive restaurant, even cheesecake. Expensive restaurant, and cheesecake ain't expensive, you know, per se, but you get what I'm saying. Like, that just got all of the equalities. Like, listen, something has to give. Because, you know, you ain't Jesus next to kin either. You ain't walking around just all amazing and perfect. Like, he gonna have to look at you and get over something. Like, okay, yeah, she got a little bit of this here. She got a little bit of that there. Yeah, she like this, or yeah, she like that. Like, he gonna have to get over some things too about you. So it's like, come on now. Y'all just expect to be dating Jesus' fraternal twin. It's like, come on now. It's like, is the man a good man? Do he got a good heart? Do he got a good spirit? Do he got good conversation? Do he respect you like a woman? And then if y'all eating at Applebee, okay, just get the lava cake with the ice cream. If you don't like the chicken or the beef, let's get the dessert and call it a day. You know, it's your cheat meal. You see what I'm saying? They got to do something good. Like the one lady who say her kids don't eat, you know, she say the drink's good. Well, just have one of the drinks then. Just have one of the drinks, man, and just eat the bread. But get to hear this man, his spirit. Get to see where he at. Get to feel him out instead of just out eat. Woo, Lord, what the world? I got. Come on now, y'all. Come on now. We got to do better now. Come on now, y'all can't be like that now. I can't even let you go out there like that. This is something I tell my sister. And this is what I do. And when I'm speaking on love and relationship, like I tell my sister, like, look, ain't nothing wrong with no Applebee's. If you eat like that, if you don't eat certain food, that's different. So y'all understand this. Now y'all got to do better now. Come on, cause it already is not a plethora of amazing men walking around out here. So if you have too many stipulations, like, oh, if we go to Applebee, that's a deal breaker. Come on now. Don't y'all, I hope y'all trying to be funny now. Cause you'll be out here single till the cows come home, to the roosters. You hear me? Like, because even a man with money, he might just love Applebee's shrimp scampi. And that's where he want to go at. That don't mean he broke. That don't mean he frugal. That don't mean he cheat. That don't mean he don't like you. It could just mean he just is a humble eating man. He just ain't got to have prawns. He okay with some shrimp from Applebee. He ain't got to have ostrich. He okay with cow. You see what I'm saying? So look deeper. I'm telling you, I'm begging you, look deeper. Because even if a man in his 30s or his 40s, see what a lot of times women don't understand is like a lot of times it's your influence as a woman. So he may eat Applebee's because he don't understand where the food come from. He ain't looked into that. Now you get Netflix and one night you show him What the Health, and y'all watch What the Health on Netflix. And this what I've been eating. Oh my god. And you like, yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Like, that's why when we went there, I just kind of had a drink and I was saying I wasn't hungry. It's because this right here where they food come from, my boy. And he's like, oh, wow, thank you so much for showing me this. You see what I'm saying? But if you just cut the man off at the name of Applebee, sir, you need some help, okay? I know I want a husband, but not today. Not like this. And then here you go, you gone. Come on now. Like, enlighten the man then. You know, go on a little date, have your little strawberry lemonade. Applebee, you know that strawberry lemonade be hidden now. Have your little strawberry lemonade and then enlighten the man tomorrow. Instead of just judging him. So you know what my wife did? I was wearing Dickies. The shorts that you buy from Walmart. I was wearing Dickies. I was wearing G-Unit tank tops. You remember 50 Cent? If you search G-Unit tank top, you remember the tank top that 50 Cent used to wear. Got the thick strap on here. I was wearing G-Unit tank tops with Dickies, with the cowboy belt, the leather belt with the big belt buckle. And I wear a size 9.5, but I was wearing a size 11 shoe. So that's, my shoe just used to flap like this right here. Because my homeboy went to the NBA and he had a deal with Adidas. And his brother wore a size 11. So I used to wear 11 too to get me some free shoes. Oh, I'm on 11. Shoot, I wear size 11. And them shoes were flapping. My wife didn't just cut me off. She elevated. Like Beyonce said, let me upgrade you. So she showed me Express, that store. Then later, as our income changed, she showed me Nordstrom and Neiman Marcus. You know, better quality, better threads. She got my foot measured. Find out I wear 9.5, not 11. I didn't know. And so, and I also subconsciously thought that you got to wear a bigger shoe because women judging you by your foot size. My wife made me comfortable. Say, listen, that do not mean nothing. And my sister taught me that too later. She said, yeah, Tony, you know my baby daddy 6'6", and this thing is, ugh. They don't talk now, so y'all, Tony, you gonna offend his baby daddy? And she ain't talked that man in 16 years. And she said, Tony, and he's 6'6", so she said, I said, okay. I just ain't, you know, because I was out there dating, so I ain't want nobody looking at my foot and judging me. And so my wife, she upgraded. You know what my wife put me on? Let me taste Brussels sprouts. My wife made vegetable soup, roasted vegetable soup. Ooh, good. I would have never had that. My wife introduced me to Starbucks. My wife introduced me to sushi. My wife introduced me to asparagus. She introduced me to stuff, you know, Greek yogurt. She introduced, so this is what you got to understand. Like, don't just look at a man because he could come from Alabama, Mississippi. No disrespect to y'all from there, but y'all know, don't try to act like y'all just all super bougie and high class. Now, you know it's some country men in certain places. I'm from Polk County, Florida. So we don't get to see everything and do everything. A lot of times, what we know is fried pork chop, fried chicken, you know what I'm saying? Okra, fried okra, chitlins, candy yams, greens. You know we dress a certain way and it might look a mess. And then I look back on some of them outfits and like, man, that's how, who who told me that outfit looked good? But you just have to. And when my wife sees some of my pictures and how I used to dress from high school, she be like, boy, the Lord knew I couldn't have met you in high school. She said, we wouldn't have made it. We wouldn't have made it. And we still shouldn't have made it if she just would have judged me like that. So, and what I'm trying to tell you is this is men in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. It just, they may have an upbringing, but you got to get to the root. Where's his heart at? Where his heart at? Like, he may have a heart, he may have money, but he may be trapped in a scarcity mindset of lack because of how he was raised. And then when you get to talk to him, you like, listen, you like the millionaire next door. But I would have thought you was broke, busted, and disgusted based on how you dress and where you go out to eat. Like, what are you doing? And then he explained to you, well, I grew up with nothing. We didn't have anything. And so that's why I'm just so afraid to spend. I'm so afraid to do this. Like this, you can't live like that. Because you won't attract poverty if that's all you thinking about like that. You got to think abundantly. You got to stretch your mind. And so I used to get real frustrated when I would go broke. My account would be empty and my wife would be walking around smiling. And I'm like, how you walk around smiling and the account on empty? And she said, well, I've had nothing. I know what it is to live off of oxygen and faith. She said, I done had to sleep in a car. She said, I done been evicted out of apartment 16 times before the 9th grade. She said, I know what the struggle look like. She like, you got money that you finna make tomorrow. This ain't no struggle. I was like, wow. So I ain't got to walk around mad and quiet and frowning up and being rude and nasty and snapping. No, because money coming. Money coming. And so she elevated me. So it's like, yes, he could provide, he could protect, he could do those things, but it's certain things that you as a woman will introduce him to. See, if he already perfect and ready made in the way where he go to eat, how he spend his money, how he do this, how he do that, then he don't need you. He don't need you. So you got to understand, as a woman, you are an asset. You bringing something to the table. So it may be to get him to stop eating that Applebee and say, sir, the same amount of money you spending, you could eat over here. Or you could buy this amount of groceries and cook for this amount of days. You see what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. I was just trapped by that marketing. But that 2 for $20, I ain't even realize how they were getting me. But hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, let's go over here to Grand Lux. Oh, cheesecake fried. Yeah, you know what? I really ain't understand like budgeting the way you understand budgeting. So I realized I got a lot of money. Like I'm doing good. And just like what the lady said, she said, I know he make good money, but that may be the thing. See, some men so scarcity minded, they don't even understand that they in a good position. And they walk around acting broke. I see people do it all the time. Like these people, they see me and they see how I spend my money and they see me with this different stuff. You know, these other adults, these other parents, and they looking at me like I'm rich. I'm like, you probably got more than me. You just scarcity minded. I'm abundant minded. You probably make more money than me. But I just know how to spend it. I know how to live. Because tomorrow ain't promised. And I know how to trust God. Yeah, and my wife helped me get there. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, y'all sit with this and understand all I'm trying to do is help. I ain't trying to get you to be with no broke, busted, and disgusted man. I'm not saying be with no sorry, broke, busted, and disgusted man who is just diverse and all of this. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you just got to look beyond just money and just see where his heart at, where his state of mind at, like his upbringing, his history, his biography, and what made him the man that he is today. And if that's something you could work with, if that's something your influence and your mindset can better that situation. So understand that right there. Hey, this is Tony, guys. God bless you. We'll talk soon.